what you found was that the woman coming there, and this is another similarity we have, and as fitness instructor, and I'm also a Vixen instructor, which is a very sexy but very empowered women's dance fitness class. It's based on like Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez. So these very, very sexual but empowered women. And what I found as well was that the women were coming to feel sexy, to feel empowered, to feel good. That's what you were finding they were coming. Can you talk to us about that and your experience with women wanting to feel sexual and powerful and love their bodies regardless of external stuff?
Oh yeah, and to unlock the power in their hips. So,
Okay.
Goddess Arts Academy came to me from a vision I had I was with a young child, and this very large face of a woman who looked Hindu came to me in my living room and said, "You're going to teach women how to love themselves." And that night I had dreams of the pole studio. And so in opening it, you're right, I had to learn a couple of pole moves so I could teach pole, because I thought nobody wants to pay for a stripper to teach you how to love yourself. That was my own thing going through confidence. And so the pole was the weekdays, but on the weekends, I had classes for women on how to, well, there was one called Make Love to Your God, understanding how men communicate differently and how to love them, and how to feed yourself, how to nourish a goddess. And that's really where my passion was. But what I experienced in the process, I had about 3 employees that would teach pole, and I would also. And one of the moves, the beginning moves, I coined the term the pussy doodle, because we would pretend like there was a pencil in our regions, and we would draw circles, and we would draw different, and just to unlock, because if a woman has had trauma, pain in relationships, that area of the body will freeze, because they're not wanting to feel the energy that exists in there. And so occasionally, just like I would get in the strip club, one guy who didn't tip great or whatever, but I'm like, I'm still going to give my all. Every now and then I would have, with a room full of 12 poles, one woman show up. And I'm like, all right, this is what God wants, or it's Spirit wants. And we would start to do the pussy doodle. And instead of going through pole movements, she would break down crying, and we would process what was stuck in the hips. And I think that one of the major things for women is that we have been taught shame and guilt around this incredible sexual power. In Tantra, they know that there's a couple ways which we can reach samadhi or bliss, and that can be 10,000 hours of meditation or one lovemaking session with, abandoning all of our blockages. And so that power, I believe, has purposely been shamed and guilted from us as women, and they're waking up. They want to feel sexual, not because they need or want to be liked by a man, but they need to re-harness this creation force that's in our wombs. And when we do, we're unstoppable.
And owning all of who you are, just kind of embodying everything we're capable of being. It's like there's a whole part of us that's just completely cut off. And so I know for me, that's a big part of the motivation, is just, I want to be everything Great Spirit made me to be. Like, get my programming out of the way, get all the screw ups out of the way, all that stuff. And that's a big reason why I named the show Awakening Aphrodite, because like you, I went through a big burnout. With your back, it was the impetus for you. But for me, it was, lots of stuff. But one of which was a business that drove me into the ground of me just being the martyr. I was the martyr archetype for sure. And so just now, it's just about reclaiming all of me now. This this is my journey now, and I'm just so grateful I'm at this point in my life where I can do it. So, but like you, I found that there was a common thread with women of wanting to just reclaim that. And sure, maybe there's a lot of the women that wanted to do it just for being attractive and being affirmed and valued, and make sure you keep your relationship and all that stuff. And I'd like to actually talk to you about that too, because we have that in common as well. But it was just deeper than that. It was deeper than that. It was like it didn't matter if there's no one else in the room. They just wanted to feel that way right there, right then. Just feel it. Just feel it. If it goes
Yeah.
nowhere else.
And creating a safe space for them to do that, like to
Key.
try to do that for your lover when you've never even like honed it for yourself. Giving them that permission that this is where we're here to express this and feel this. It's so fun to see a woman's eyes come alive when she twerks and gets it for the first time,
Yeah.
or she
Owns it.
just without abandon, because it's like it
Yes.
just wakes it up. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then
Yes.
turns on their creative flow in all their other areas of life.
I love it.